Hey, what's up guys, I hope you're doing well. This is Steven Gadaletta with the Self-Fulfillment Project, and in today's video I want to talk about one of my greatest pet peeves. I used to say that my greatest pet peeve were pet peeves because honestly I feel it's a pretty egotistical thing to, well, I just think about it, who gives a shit what bothers me, you know, who really cares what eats away at me. Well, like any human being, I do have a pet peeve, and that is when people complain about not having enough time or that time moves too fast. And we've all heard this, and we've all probably said it. I know I have. But man, where did all the time go? You know, just a year ago I was here, or, you know, just 6 months ago, he or she looked like that or was here. Now, everything's different, everything's changed, you know? What happened? Why does time move so fast? And older people will always warn you, you know, cherish these moments because they will pass. You know, you'll get old real quick. And I always thought this was a load of shit. Because I feel these people were shifting responsibility from themselves onto life itself. They weren't taking full responsibility for their own life, you know, even adults. And my kind of intuitive answer or subconscious response to this was, well, you weren't paying attention, you know? You weren't really paying attention to life. You weren't really engaged properly. And I think there's some truth to this. Because, as I say, life is about experiencing. Life is all about experiences. But true experiencing is an art that has to be cultivated. And the way we experience truly and most in depth is when we are completely aware of the moment. When we're not distracted by thoughts, you know? Because as a society and as a culture, we're addicted to thinking. We love thinking. We want to worry about the past. We want to worry about the future. We want to worry about what other people are thinking of us, you know? There are very few times in our life when we're truly present in the moment and aware. But the interesting thing is, we can't remove ourselves from the present moment. We can only distract ourselves, you know? Whenever, you know, there's a saying, you're living in the past or living in the future. But in reality, you can only live in the present. You can only experience the present, you know? Past and the future are only perspectives from within the present. Let me put it another way. You cannot experience the future, you cannot experience the past. You can only remember the past and try to predict the future. You can't truly live anywhere else but the present. So why don't we focus on the present if that's the only place we can physically or mentally be? Like I said, we're addicted to thinking. We distract ourselves so easily. There's so many things we worry about. And we lose sight of the truly most important thing, which is experiencing on a deep level through awareness in order to truly live. So how do we cultivate this? Well, there are several ways, but one of the best ways to cultivate awareness is through meditation. And I won't get into any specific meditation techniques, but I will talk about the foundation of meditation, and that is breathing. I'm sure you've heard this many times. Buddhism is something that has become pretty popular in Western society. And the most important thing to do when cultivating awareness is to breathe. To breathe in, and breathe out. And what this does, very simply, is bring our conscious awareness onto the breath, which is the very root of our existence. If we wouldn't breathe, we would die. When we're conscious of our breathing, we're conscious of the fact that we're alive. When we're conscious of the fact that we're alive right now, we're conscious of the moment, of what's going on. We're very aware. We notice that our mind has stopped chattering. That idle chatter in the back of our mind, that stopped. And we can truly sit down and experience the moment for what it is. think I'm getting too far into the dynamics of meditation, but the point is, guys, awareness is how we truly experience the moment. It's about delving into the moment head first, experiencing it for everything it is, and embracing the moment. Because that constitutes true experience, which constitutes true living. You can exist and never really live. The key is to experience on a deep and profound level. And one of the greatest ways to do this is through awareness. And there are many ways to cultivate this, but meditation is one. And let's do this so that we can stop that trend of people complaining about life not having enough time for them, or time moving too fast. Because when we're present in every moment, we've lived that moment fully, you know? We have been there fully, we have no regrets about it, you know? It's past, it's been done. We have given everything to that moment and taken everything from that moment that we can possibly get or give. We've been there and lived fully, completely in that moment. We can look at each moment like a miniature life, you know? Show up in that moment, live completely, 100%, you know? Unoppressed. Express yourself, feel the moment, live 100% authentically, honestly, openly, sincerely in that moment. And then let that moment die, let it pass until the next moment comes along, you know? Each moment can be like a little life. We need to show up 100%, be aware, so that when that time does come, when that time does run, we don't have to think to ourselves, man, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have done that. I wish I would have experienced this better. I wish I would have been there more present in the moment. We don't have to have that regret, so that when the time does come for that moment to pass, or a whole life to pass, we can smile and be happy and know that we lived to the fullest in that moment and our life. That's it. Take it easy.